Hello everybody, it's Cape Rugby TV time and we talk about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Nice to have you along. It's of course the Score Western Province Sevens tournament happening at CPUT at the moment, proudly brought to you and presented by African Bank. Score's of course been on board with Western Province Club Rugby for a while now with the Sevens tournament, and every club out there has got a Score Western Province Club Rugby jersey with them. Let me introduce you to my panel this evening. Jerome Parvater, nice to have you back, meneer.
Yeah, good to be back after, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks break. It's good to be back.
Taking a bit of a breather from Cape Rugby.
Yeah, but you know, with you there, you can't actually take a breather, so back again.
You know I'm not going to get off your case ever. After almost 10 years. With me also, Sevens coach at Durban. Carsten, it's nice to have you along.
Thank you, JP. Wonderful to be here. I'm a regular watcher of the show and I'm getting a chance to be on the show myself.
First time for you now, eh?
First time, yeah.
Yeah. Have you done any interviews on the side of the field yet? Het ons al vir jou gevang op die camera.
I tried to get the players to do the interviews, but now you caught me.
Yeah, no, well, you guys at Durban's had a fantastic season, and hopefully it looks like you guys are maybe going to be one of the challengers at the Sevens as well.
Tough competition, but we're hanging in there and things are looking good. So.
Jerome, you'll be interested to know that there are some of the challenges not only coming from Super League A, B, across the league. A lot of teams are pulling out some surprise wins there.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, I was there the first when the opener of the Sevens, and it's good to see all the other teams playing and giving sort of the big brothers a tough time. So yeah, it's good, and it just shows like. On the day with Sevens, it's just your skill levels and what you can do. You don't have to be afraid of opposition. If you're quicker and you're faster and you've got better skills, you can win games.
Ja, nee, een van jou vorige spanmate of spelers, Maxie Stoffels was nou die dag op die show met ons. Ons het gehoop hy kan weer kom, maar hy is natuurlijk bij Brackenfell op die oomblik.
Ja, Maxie is een goeie Sevens coach. Hy hou baie van Sevens. Hy was selfs 'n goeie Sevens player. Ja. So ja, hy is 'n man vir skills. Hy doen baie skills en goed, so hy ken sy storie, ja.
Right, folks, of course, coming up tonight and proudly brought to you by Direct Access, Score Energy Drinks, MChem 24-hour pharmacy, yes, electrical and Intercape. We'll be taking a look at, in Pool A, Macassar up against Lamotte, Franschhoek up against Kylemore, Hands on Hearts up against Paarl. We'll take a look in Pool C, Helderberg and the Young Peoples, as well as Hamilton, Belleville, and then Hamilton took on Atlantis and Belhar was up against Kales River. So we've got some big names there playing some big rugby, and of course a whole bunch of interviews coming up from the various coaches and captains on the day. And then a little bit later in the day, a little bit later in the show, we're going to take a look at the fundraiser from St. George's. We'll just talk about that. They sent us a couple of pictures, and of course it was the Paarl Region Awards last week. Mario Williams and his team sent me some photographs that we put into a little slideshow for you. But let's get the ball rolling first. Pool A sees Macassar up against Lamotte. We'll give you the results after the highlights. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. All right, folks, then Macassar beating Lamont 52 points to 0. They scored a solid win over Eersterivier, 45-0. They went down to Unimil then. On the Lamont side, they went down to Albions. Unfortunately, if you look at the log, let's quickly take a look at the log here. Jerome, I'm going to bring you into this now. Albion sitting at the top. They will talk about all these other teams a little bit later, but they're used to Macassar. They played 11 games. And they've, well, basically their log is done. They've played 11 games, Jerome. They had 5 good wins there, 6 losses. Unfortunately for Macassar, it looks like that's the end of their run for the Score Sevens and are not going to be able to make it into the top 16.
Yeah, if I look how they played now against Lamont, looks like, I mean, they were dominating there, but looks like it's a little bit too late for them to get up. It looks like their season is basically done now. They're done, but they've done well. But
I mean, the Sevens is not one of those formats where you can say this is like a league. It's a bad league. Anything can go anyway on the day, and we see some of the results from Macassar, who we know is a brilliant 7 side. We shouldn't be always looking at the log, I suppose. It's always just nice to know that the guys, it just didn't go their way. The points.
That's why I say, like, if you look at how they played, it's a pity. They're not up there. If they look at the scores that they get against the teams, but unfortunately there's other teams that's always playing good, also playing good rugby. So it's tough luck for them.
It's very close. Yeah. Well, we did manage to catch up with Macassar's captain Leonard Jacobs. So let's hear what he had to say after the game. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
It's tough and hard, yeah? But at the end of the day, we stick to what we wanted to do and how we wanted to play the game. So, yeah, at the end of the day, great result for Macassar Rugby Club. We're taking it week by week. Recovery is very important for us as a club. As you can see, our guys are not well conditioned, so recovery comes in a lot, but much more. So, yeah, we're just enjoying our rugby at Macassar, yeah.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. All right, there, Leonard Jacobs, captain at Macassar. Carsons, well, I suppose the important thing for Macassar is they're having fun.
That's what the tournament is about. End of season, go and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Go and give your best. And yeah, it's hard on the field, but you've got nice breaks in between the matches and seeing a lot of people, seeing good rugby.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Right, folks, we also managed to take a look there at the match between Franschhoek and Kylemore, but we'll take a look at that after the break. So stay tuned and we'll take a look at the Kylemore and Franschhoek's logs in Pool B as well. So make sure you do not go anywhere. Don't forget, of course, MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy is on the corner of N1 and Durban Road and always open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Free parking, lovely restaurant upstairs. So if you need anything 24/7, I think it's Cape Town's only 24-hour pharmacy. All right, folks, we're going to take an ad break, but we'll play out after we've spoken to one of the referees, Enrico Plaikis. We met him on the side of the field. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
Ek is hier vandag om die sewees te braas. Ek het 'n bietjie uitgeruil met WP omdat ek van die leeu's afkom, so lekker voorreg om hier te wees vandag. Standaard, die rugby het baie beter geraak die laaste 2 weke. Jy kan sien spanne kom nou na die uitkloppe, so dit begin baie beter raak nou. Standaard het gestyg. Ja, is goeie na die seisoen gesluit het, die 15 seisoen gesluit het. Is dit goeie oefeninge vir ons om vir ons reg te kry vir die voorseisoen wat in Februarie gaan begin.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right, welcome back everybody. Cape Rugby TV, this is what you're watching, technical things happening on the side, don't worry about that. A lot of fun at the Score Western Province Club Rugby 7s at the moment, the Bashers Kiddie Zone is of course there, the mobile DJs are out there. Jerome, I don't know if you weren't there on Saturday, but I saw, miskien Andries, I'll bring you into this. Andries Carstens, 7s coach at Durban, lekker kos daar so by die 7s. Ek meen, dis waar dit alles gaan, is die gees. Ek sien Jerome, you like this, they got big Gatsby's on sale there.
Why would I like it?
Well, you know, I mean, you like a bit of a Gatsby every now and then, don't you? But that's what it's about, hè? Lekker kos en gees en musiek en Joel.
Yeah, nice music, the whole day going on, parties, cooking, everybody's enjoying it. The wind was a bit rough the first 2 weeks. Saturday was a very nice day, really enjoyable day. I think we've been fortunate with the weather to have nice cool weather every weekend in this time of the year is wonderful.
Well, I felt like I got a little bit of sunburn. You must be careful out there, folks. Watch the sunrise. Let's sun rays. Let's take a look at the logs in Pool A and give you a quick picture there of what's happening in Pool A and who the candidates are to make it into the top 16. Albions are sitting at the top of the pile. They played 5 matches on their first game. They then, of course, had their derby match and now sitting on 9 out of 9. 100% success rate there for Albions, but so does Tygerberg. 8 out of 8, followed by Unimil and then Busy Bees. Jerome, if we look at that, False Bay, Busy Bees, these teams, Busy Bees, of course, have played, are done. False Bay is going to climb. We know that. If False Bay have still got a few games in hand, and Busy Bees look like they're going to be in trouble if False Bay, I was going to say All Saints, but if False Bay climb.
Yeah, look, Busy Bees beat False Bay in the final a couple of weeks ago. They played the Sevens tournament and they beat them in the final. So it looks like False Bay, they might pass Busy Bees this time. With all the games in hand, and I think Busy Bees, they did well, but I think it's too late for them. If False Bay climb, then they're basically in trouble.
Andries, this weekend is the World Cup final, so this weekend you guys have got off, and then the following week, I think on the 9th of November, is the final round of the top 4. Looking at Pool A, it does look like it's going to be Albions, Tygerberg, Unimil and False Bay.
Yes, definitely. You target at least 7 wins.
Yeah.
If you can get 7 wins, you've got a shot of making the top 4. And then bonus points play an important part. There's 11 matches that you play. So even if you lose 1 or 2, you can still gain 11 bonus points.
Yeah.
So that also comes into play to determine the final positions, 1, 2, 3 and 4.
And for the moms and the dads out there that are busy watching it now, how do you get a bonus point?
Winning bonus point or scoring 4 tries, you get a bonus point. So the winning team, if they score 4 more tries, they get a bonus point, and the losing team can also get 4 more, or a bonus point for 4 more tries. Then losing within 7 points also gets you a bonus point. So you can get 2 bonus points even though you lose a match. So for 4 tries and within 7.
Jerome, you've been involved with coaching Sevens rugby side for a long time. You've taken some of the guys overseas and so forth. Is it the same format as like the HSBC Sevens, the format that we've got?
Yeah, it's exactly the same format, which is quite a nice format. But I think the most important thing is to keep the score. I mean, the coaches must keep score, the refs must keep score, guys at the table must keep the right scores, because it's so quickly. And if there's 1 point difference, then you might see that you're supposed to top, but you can end nowhere. So it just depends on who's keeping scores, and then because it's a lot of games, and
you
must be accurate.
You have to keep a record. So okay, that's interesting, because I think sometimes we just play and we don't know. I think some players even come off the game and they're not sure if they won the game.
Exactly.
Or lost the game.
Exactly.
All right, folks, it's time for us to move on. We're, of course, Franschhoek, we're up against Kylemore. This is in Pool B. Let's take a look at what happened there. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour pharmacy. All right, there we go. Franschhoek going down to Kyler Moore. Andries, let's bring you into this. Kyler Moore beating Franschhoek, who's one of the top guys in Super League B. You guys, as a Super League A outfit, actually lost to Kyler Moore.
Managed to draw the game.
Oh, did you draw?
Luckily, it was a tight game, very tight
Was
game.
the points right?
Ja, Jerome vra of die punte reg was.
No, the points. I have to congratulate Western Province on the organisation.
Yeah.
It's working fantastically well. At the tables, there's 2 people at the table. They capture the scores on the Scummit system. Locks are out the next day, doing a really good job. Even the referees are performing very well. End of the season, they must be tired, but they do a lot of games every day and doing very well at that.
Jerome, Andries is jumping away from the topic at hand here, and that is that Kyler Moore are a dangerous team.
Yeah, if I look, I mean, we know how Franschhoek can play, and to beat Franschhoek, and
Yeah.
I mean, to draw against Durbel, it's good for the community of Kyler Moore. So it's not only Hersel, Jantjies is doing well, it's also the sevens team.
Yes,
are
of course,
doing
yeah,
well.
that's
So-
one of your guys, yeah.
So it's good to see that they're performing, and I think the way I see that they play against Franschhoek, they play it right. They don't take too much contact, and I mean that's why your sevens, and they have 1 or 2 guys you can see that's stronger, that run the ball up, but the rest of the guys just use their skill and get around the guys. So yeah, well done to them.
I think you did say in the beginning, when we started with the sevens, you said that the conditioning is going to come into play at some other stage. Do you still think that's the case?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the amount of games that they play in. If I listen to the captain of Makassar, he said the recovery in between games, and I also think Andries said that it's very important. And sometimes coaches tend to think that they must warm up the guys like 3 games before they start.
Yeah.
But it's just in how you manage the players, and it's hot out there, and to keep the guys fresh. So if you have that balance and keep the guys fresh and rehydrate and do what you're supposed to do, and I think maybe Kalmo got that right, and other teams maybe too big guys and too many big guys, but also conditioning. You don't have to be that big, but you have to be conditioned to play this game.
Right, folks, we're going to take a quick ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll start off again with Hands and Hearts up against Paarl in Pool B, and we'll take a look at some further analysis there in Pool B. Back in a sec, don't go away. Right, welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And don't forget, of course, the repeats on Saturday. In case you miss us, you can catch the repeat on a Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We were, of course, out at the Score Western Province Club Rugby Sevens, and we managed to watch Hands and Hearts up against Paarl, and a number of other games still coming up on the show, so don't go away. Let's take a look what happened. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Jerome, Hands on Hearts and Paul. Hands on Hearts definitely a danger squad here.
Yeah, I mean, every year at the sevens, Hands on Hearts are dangerous, but that's also the nature how they play 15, so they combine it quite well. And if I look at Vivian, he looks to me like the guy that's doing all the he's doing all the hard yards, and then the guys just play off him, which is good. And then the speedsters go score the tries. But yeah, they're always good in sevens. That's how the guys in Kraaifontein, they're quick and they're fast and they've got skills. So well done.
Andries, is dit julle ouens die rugby speel, het julle een of twee gamebreakers wat die ouens van afspeel? En ek het julle ouens al gesien, julle het nog 'n paar groot bulle daar.
Ja, ons het maar 'n kombinasie van 'n paar groot manne en dan 'n paar lekker vinnige ouetjies aan die buitekant om te gaan druk. Ek dink 'n klub soos Hands on Hearts speel baie meer heads-up rugby as dalk 'n Superliga A klub. En hulle buitesituasie vinnigheid, as jy 'n fout maak, dan staan jy punte af teen hulle. En hulle het fantasties gedoen sover. Vir Brackenfell geklop, vir Parel geklop en vir Derwel geklop. 3 Superliga A klubs. Hulle het 'n moeilike 15-man seisoen gehad, 'n paar issuetjies daar gehad, maar ek dink hulle wys nou waartoe hulle in staat is. En fantastiese wedstryd teen hulle gehad, hulle was net te goed vir ons op die dag.
Oh yes, of course. I haven't gone through the numbers there yet, but let's, yes folks, Hands on Hearts then went on. Not only did they beat Paarl 33-21, but Hands on Hearts then beat Strand United 47-5, and they beat Durban by 2 points, 19-17. Sorry about that. And then Paarl, on the other hand, Parel, they beat LC Srafir 31-5, and then they went down to Kylemore. So we're getting a picture. Let's go back to Super League B logs, and we get an indication here again. Hands on Hearts, there you see Hands on Hearts in Pool B, 9 out of 9. They've had a great success rate. And I think, Jerome, the interesting thing to look at here is the fact that they've scored 288 points. So it's not just close games; they're putting on serious numbers.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of points in sevens. So yeah, they can. We know they can score tries.
Yeah.
I would just I don't know how it went against you guys, but I would test them a lot more on defense. I would keep the ball more and just see how they go. So I don't know, Andries, how it went on your side with the defense.
Yeah, Jerome. They attack the rucks. They attack the tackle area quite well to get their hands on the position, because they want to play with the ball. They want the ball in hand.
Yeah.
And they did it successfully against us. They turned us over a number of times. They're at the tackle area. And yeah, if they have the ball in hand, then you're in trouble. Then they run you a whole day.
Well, there you go. Hands and Hearts are a former champion, of course, a sevens side. This is what they do. Hands and Hearts is a great sevens outfit. We managed to catch up with their captain, Gershwin Emmanuel. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour pharmacy.
Die dag het ons het 'n bietjie saggers afgeskop. 'n Bietjie hard gewees. Eerste game was 'n bietjie hard gewees, maar ons geburn het 'n bietjie. Maar ons het weer ons deurgedruk. En ons tweede game Derby was baie hard gewees, maar ons het agtergeloop 12-0. Maar ons het teruggekom op die fight 19 kon wen. Ons sal oefen, definitief sal ons weer oefen. Ons weet waartoe ons week na met die jong ouens, maar ek weet nie of die jong ouens gaan verstaan hulle volgende week af is nie, want ek van hulle lus vir die besigheid. Maar ja.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Right, welcome back everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. If you want to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks, 33090 is the number that you need to SMS. Just SMS the word SCORE to 33090. You put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score Energy Drinks. Congratulations to last week's winner, Kevin May. Kevin, somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly, and you will, you see in the background, win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks. All right, folks, Helderberg was up against Young People, so we'll take a look at what happened in that match after the break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in a Welcome back, folks. Yes, remember, if you've missed it here, you can still catch some of the snippets on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Cape Rugby TV, or even on YouTube where we archive. But always best to watch the show, tune in all the competitions, and where we track our coaches and captains and the teams that play for Western Province Rugby. Helderberg, we're up against Young Peoples in Pool C. My guest with me this evening is Jerome Parvader from Western Province Rugby, and of course Andries Carstens from Durbel, coach at Durbel for the 7th side. Let's catch up now. Helderberg up against Young Peoples. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Young Peoples, also a dangerous outfit, 26-5 win for them over Helderberg. Right, so Helderberg went on to go down to Hamlets. Hamlets beating Helderberg 24-0, and then Young Peoples beating Whistling Wheels 33-0. Do not underestimate any of the teams on the day. Let's quickly take a look at Pool C then. Pool C sits Stellenbosch sitting at the top of the pile. They've won 9 out of, at least they've won 8 out of 9. Helderberg have won 6 out of 9. Belleville 5 out of 7. And there you see Young People sitting number 4 on the log, 5 out of 6. Followed there by Hamlets and Young Wesleys. Jerome, if we look at this log here, if we look at the 4th position, all the way to Young Wesleys, there's still a chance to get into the top 4, depending on how those games go.
Yeah, it's good to see Young Wesleys are there. They also had a good 15 season, so it's good to see that it's good for the club and to see where they are. And also, it's strange to see where Helderberg is. If I look at the game now, how they played against Young People, so this pool is a bit. Anything can still happen in that pool, and if you look at Belleville on 3rd spot, but I think they've got 2 or 3 games more. So anything can still happen if I look at that pool there.
Very
also, if you look at where Hamlets are, is normally you would expect them to be higher up.
Yeah,
so
but still sitting. There are 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 teams that are on the same points. So 3 or 4 teams. Andries, this is a very close league. This one, Pool C.
Yep, and those will be the guys we're playing in if we manage to make the final round.
Yeah.
So it's also important for us to see how it turns out. Interesting, Belleville beat Stellenbosch in the 1st round, I think, and we thought, okay, they're going to be the guys, and then they've lost twice since. Hamlets,
But isn't that, sorry to interrupt you, but isn't that just typical of what we're talking about? Your Belleville beats Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch is currently sitting in the pile. Then Belleville lose to Young Wesleys.
Yes.
And so it's a mix. Anything can happen on the day.
Yeah. Every match is important.
Yeah.
Literally every match is important. You may think this is an easy 4 or 5 points and you lose.
You can't go to sleep in the 7th.
Yep, no, not for
It's
one.
always incredible to me how a team can be 20 points behind with 2 minutes to go, and they can still win the game. All right, folks, that's the beauty of Sevens rugby. It's so exciting. It just goes down to the wire. But yes, Pool C looks like it. It's very close. Young Wesley's, Hamlets, Young People's, Belleville, Helderberg, Stellenbosch. It's all still up for the taking. We did manage to speak there to Helderberg coach Adri Blom. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
André, julle is stop op die log hier op die oomblik, maar hierdie game het nie julle kant toe gegaan nie.
Ja, nee, ek moet sê die wind het nou 'n lekker rol gespeel. Die man het nou, ja, hoe kan ek sê, hulle het as nou aangeswitch gewees nie. Ons sal definitief 'n step up moet maak want jy moet consistency in hierdie liga hê. Ons het nou dit so ver, maar ek dink ons sal moet nou, ja, soos ek sê, step up maak.
Nog 'n paar games oor vandag?
Ja, as jy nou vir Hamlets wat volgende lê, hulle speel hoe kan jy agter ek sal nou daai.
Hulle speel hier agter teen ons Belleville, ja.
Ja, ek sal daai se groot altyd ons moet nog albei speel want as jy twee manne of jy twee spanne wat in die rankings nou besig is om op te kom, so ja, dat ek maar 'n bietjie daar wil gaan check. Kyk of ons 'n bietjie 'n plan kan kry om hulle hoe kan ek sê 4 punte op die lok te kry vir ons.
Is dit wat julle soek? Julle soek bonus points.
Ja, kyk, soos ek sê is meer op consistency. Die bonus points dink ek dink ons lê redelik goed op die lok. Ons kort net wenne. Die groot spanne wat nou half onder ons is, moet ons maar net wen. Bedoel, ons moet een van die top 4 net eindig. Ons lê nou 1, maar as ons nou 2 games in 'n row, hoe kan ek sê gaan verloor, dan gaan dit swaar trek.
Wel, ons los hom daar so, ek seker julle ons sal terug op die veld kom.
Nee, is reg so. Dankie.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Right then, Pool C, Hamlets, Belleville, they were up next. Let's take a look at these highlights. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. Right, Pool C then, Hamlets up against Belleville. Hamlets went down to Belleville 17-14 in that game. Hamlets then went on to beat Helderberg 24-0. So, Jerome, here we go again, with the top teams beating bottom teams beating top teams. This is great rugby.
Yeah, no, that definitely was a good game. Belleville and Hamlets there. But at the end, Belleville just a bit too strong. See Tamati and Regan running the show as they were doing in the 15. So yeah, it's tough to tackle that, guys. They're strong and they're quick. So they've done well there.
Yeah. So, folks, we did manage to speak to Belleville captain Ethan Kunrad. Let's hear what he had to say. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Yeah, that was tough. We always knew Hamlets are going to be a tough team. They like to run with the ball. And we played against them in the league in 15, so we know they're a good outfit. And they definitely showed us today that they can handle it. And but my guys, we stuck to our structure and we brought it through at the end. We got a lot of youngsters. I can say these guys are 19 years old. We got Regan and we got Keenan. So these guys, they're already explosive and they're quite young, 19 years old. I mean, they got a lot to offer on the rugby field.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Welcome back, folks. Yes, nice catching up there with Ethan Kunrad. He's, of course, Sevens captain at Belleville. Andries, have you guys also split your players 15s and 7s, like giving different players opportunity?
We have some first team players who wants to play 7s, but you heard at the trophy presentation, Tian said he's taking off for the rest of the year.
Yes.
So we do have a mix. I think most of the teams try to get the young guys through to give them the experience of playing in a nice, tough competition. And to me, we started middle of September with our 7s program, and we're finishing end of November.
Right.
So it's a 2.5 month course that you're going on working on your fitness, working on your strength, working on your skills, and competing against first team guys from other clubs. And these guys will be ready next season. If somebody is not fit or not ready in the first team, they'll move up. We've got 19 guys in our squad, and JP, those 19 guys will play first team rugby within the next 3 years at the most.
Stepping stone.
Yep.
Stepping stone, Jerome. 7s, stepping stone into 15s?
Yeah, it's good. As Andre say, if a lot of clubs have plans with the younger players playing in the 7s, it's a good opportunity for the coaches to see who can step up or who can. You can watch the skill level. Most important thing is in 15s is the defense, and you can see in 7s you can't hide. So if the guy can make his one-on-one tackles, that's the guy that you actually want in your first team.
Yeah. Sounds good. Right, we're going to take an ad break, and when we come back from the break, we've still got 2 games to look at. Hamilton's will be up against Atlantis, and we'll speak to UWC coach JP Kellerman, and then we'll take a look at what's happening in the Paarl region with their, of course, their awards that was held last week, and of course St. George's. They are swinging for charity in a golf day. We'll tell you more about that after the break. Welcome back. As you know, we are currently profiling the Score Western Province Club Rugby 7s, proudly brought to you by Score and African Bank. Whole host, almost 50 teams playing in the Score 7s at the moment at CPUT. It's very exciting. They, of course, take a break this weekend, then they come back the following week to play in the final round of the pool stages. And then on the 26th of November, we'll go into play in the finals, the top 16. Hamilton's were up again against Atlantis, but before we go to the Hammies Atlantis game, let's take a look at what happened between Belhar and Kuilsriver. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. Right, good win then for Belhar, beating Kailsriver 29-0. Let's quickly look at the log in Pool D now. So the top of the pile there in Pool D is Hamilton's, followed by UWC, Belhar, Kailsriver, Atlantis, and then Visanta Kraal. Jerome, Belhar will be happy with that performance. That keeps them in the hunt. And it looks like they also have a good shot at going through to the top 4 in Pool D, and they've got games in hand.
Yeah, if I look at the game now against Kailsriver, it's the old saying, JP, defense win games. And Kailsriver had a couple of great runs there, but the guys just making their one-on-one tackles. And also if there's a line break, then Belhar guys turn back and chase and scramble and make the tackle. So they didn't give Kailsriver any, not that Kailsriver was bad. If Kailsriver would have played against any other team, they would have won that game. The amount of opportunities they had to score, but just great defense by Belhar, and that's why they look so good.
Yeah, Andres, it does look like, if we look at the log, it does look like the top 4 here have also been established. Kailsriver played their 10. Just after them will be Atlantis. They've played their 10 games. There's no more matches to play for them, and Kailsriver sitting on 28 points, Atlantis on 20. There's no more catch up there.
Yeah, lots of scores being settled this past weekend.
Yeah.
Kailsriver moving up to Super League A next year, and Belhar beating them.
Yes, interesting.
Quite comfortably.
Interesting.
In the previous round, exactly the same thing. Bellville just missing out on promotion to Super League A, beating Hamlets, who's going to be in Super League A next year. So thanks for the support from Score Energy Drinks for settling these scores.
Well, yeah, you actually got some good points there. There's a real, we've seen this though. There's this real challenge between teams in Super League A versus teams in Super League B, and then of course some of the regional leagues, the cities in the northern and the southern leagues coming out and saying, no guys, we don't care that you're in the Super League. We're going to win this anyway. We're going to beat you.
But I think it's old rivalries, JP. If I look at Wesley's against Bellville back in the days, there were old rivalries. If you look at Belhar, Kailsriver,
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Even if Belhar play in Super C, they will always go out and try and beat Kailsriver.
It's derbies, so old school derbies, yeah.
That will always be there.
Yeah. Well, we did manage to speak to Belhar captain Joel Boyson.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
It was a good game. At the moment, we're just trying to build momentum up to further games. We're not on par yet, but we're busy working on it to get to the final. So definitely we need to speak positive. At the moment, I think everyone is good in their own position. Everyone do their job on the field, because I mean, you're on sevens, you basically kept in your own position. I think Dennis Cox, he's coming along on the sevens. Me and him, we've been playing together since junior level. And those other guys that's in our team, some is new, but most of them are still back in the days guys that was with us in junior level at Belhar.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy.
Right, then of course it was time for us to look at Hamilton's up against Atlantis.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks, and MChem 24-Hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Hamilton's against Atlantis, a good result then for the squads. Of course, Hamilton's beating Atlantis 36.5. Hammy's beating Lunga. They, of course, went on to beat Kelsriver. Atlantis went down to Visanta Kraal. Atlantis then beat Morningstar and then ended up beating Young Stars. Let's quickly take a look at the log then in Pool D to give you that indication again. Hamilton's then sitting at number 1 on the log, and they certainly look like they're guaranteed, or they are guaranteed in a position in the top 16. All right, folks, we managed to catch up with Hamilton captain Ruan Mostert, as you had to say after the game.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
We played 1-3. The first game was Kayla. It was pretty tough. It's a tough start, especially coming here. It was their second game. Maar die ouens het lekker saam getrek. Ek dink daai eerste game was manne werk so 'n bietjie laat gekom, maar ons het gemanage om dit deur te trek. Ja, dit was baie lekker. Elke span is besig om eksponensieel beter te raak elke week. En ek dink dit vat die equation so 'n bietjie uit vir die groot ouens wat dink, ja, hoorie, ons gaan die soek wen. This is not an easy tournament. Ek bedoel, jy kan enige game verloor teen enige span verloor. Dis sevens, dis hoe dit werk. En ja, behalwe dit vir maties geklap. So ja, dinge gebeur. Sevens is jy's nooit guaranteed of a game. Jy kan nie, ek bedoel, dis nou nie Engeland en die All Blacks nie. Sulke dinge is maar moeilik. Ja, nee, dis altyd lekker om 'n afweekie te hê. Ek dink oral waar jy gaan, veral met die sevens, as jy so elke week speel, dis baie hard op die lyf. Dit mag dalk net 14 minute wees, maar ek dink jou liggaam voel asof jy vir 'n dag lank gewerk het. Dis 'n moeilike game hierdie.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Hamilton captain Ruan Mostert there just chatting. Jerome, it's true what he says. You play only 7 minutes, another 7 minutes, or it really does take it out of you?
Yeah, at 14 minutes, I mean, it's a big field. It's still the normal size of a rugby field.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of space to cover. It makes you tired, and also if you play against a team that's physical, it takes a lot out of you to make the tackles and to get up and to play. So yeah, it's very tiring.
High intensity rugby. You got to do a lot of recovery there, Andries.
Yeah, flat out. The guys play flat out. They run flat out. The way the tournament is structured, you do have about an hour between the games to recover again. We, as Jerome said, don't do too much warm-ups or warm-downs. We save it for the field and give our best.
we do talk in the fitness world about high-intensity interval training, and sometimes a 20-minute burst of high-intensity training can be as tough as a 2-hour training session. Anyway, that's what sevens is all about. It's high intensity, it's fast-paced, and it's very exciting. Right, folks, that's pretty much a wrap for us on looking at the seven side of things. Last week it was the PAL Region's award ceremony, and the guys from the PAL Region sent us a few photographs. So let's take a look at the pictures that came in.
This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy. This Cape Rugby TV feature is brought to you by Direct Access Financial Services, Score Energy Drinks and MChem 24-hour Pharmacy.
Well done to the guys in the PAL region. Nice to see those photographs come in, and always great for us to be able to showcase our players, coaches and administrators from the various regions. Folks, this coming Sunday is an opportunity for you to support the St. George's Rugby Football Club's fundraising event. They're having a Swing for Charity Children fundraiser on the 3rd of November. That's at the Somerset West Golf Course. Tee-off is at 11:30. There's a 400 Rand per player entrance. Includes light snack, there's water holes and a lucky draw. So a lot of fun, all for the sake of the children who are being supported by St. George's Rugby Football Club. You can call Janine on 082 555 6437, 082 555 6437, and support the St. George's Charity Children's fundraiser. They did send some pictures in. Let's quickly take a look at that. Pictures are very small, but nevertheless, you can see some of the kids here that are having some fun at their previous parties. There are some kids on the field here. Then there's, of course, the kids with their Santa Claus outfits on, and then some more pictures of them on the jumping castles and just having fun on the side of the field. So those are, of course, the kids at St. George's, hopefully reaping some benefits. And well done to everybody at St. George's that's making such an effort there. Jerome Paarwater, this coming weekend, it's South Africa up against England. I was going to ask you where you're going this weekend for rugby, but I'm assuming you'll be in front of the TV.
Yeah, I think from 11 till 1, everybody will be watching the World Cup.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see some exciting rugby, JP, because the semi-final was quite boring, but I mean,
Yes.
that's the nature now, which everybody say of how finals and semi-finals are.
No, but
So-
not quite that boring.
But you can't play rugby like that. So
No.
hopefully, I saw Eddie Jones his assistant coach, who had a close eye on the Wales South Africa game, and Eddie Jones is a very good coach, and
Yeah, I saw them sitting in the stands there.
yeah, he sits in the stand with John Mitchell
John Mitchell, yes.
doing
Yeah.
his defense. So they will have a plan. So hopefully we don't kick as much, and good luck to the Bokke, and hopefully they can bring the cup home.
Ja, Andries, jou planne vir die naweek?
Obviously watching the rugby.
Ja.
Hoping the Boks win. I don't care how they win. As long as they win England on Saturday, I'll be happy. If it's 3-0, kicking everything, just go and win it, boys. We're behind
Win
you.
it.
Go for it.
That'll be incredible if the South African walk away with another world title. That would be fantastic. Another World Cup trophy. Andries, thanks for joining us. We look forward to having you back on the show sometime.
Would be lovely. Thank you, James.
Lekker. Jerome, and you as well. Nice to have you back, and we'll catch up soon.
Good to be back.
There we go, folks. Right, you've got the weekend off. Of course, we'll be coming back next week with some team pre-season and off-season and sevens preparation. So we'll catch up with some of the teams on the side of the field and bring that to you next week. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. We'll see you again next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.